So hello guys, my name is Jason Thomas, co-founder of Bluestick Media. So in this video, I'll be telling you how to get more reach on your LinkedIn post. So a disclaimer that I have to say before starting the video is that if you're just really new to LinkedIn, these tips might not be really helpful for you, or you might have a hard time understanding this because you have to spend at least 1 or 2 weeks in LinkedIn and get the idea of what the platform is about and how the audience are going to engage with your content and what are the kind of posts that you are going to post on LinkedIn and like that. So if it is better that you just free roam on LinkedIn for 1 or 2 weeks and get back to the video. Okay. Anyways, if you want to see the video, go ahead and see it. Okay, all right. And the topic is about how to get more reach on your LinkedIn post. So basically about me, I'm a user of LinkedIn for more than 2 years now, and I'm a regular poster on LinkedIn, and I've been posting like maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and more usually. So I'm just sharing all the information that I got and the experience that I got, so that you can actually use these 9 tips that I'm going to tell you, and try implementing it on your post. The first thing is about the first line you're writing on your LinkedIn post, and I'll show an example. And look at this example. So this is my first line. I have been experimenting with hashtags for a year now, and this is basically is a post that is promoting a YouTube video of mine telling about Instagram hashtags. So the first line I wrote for that is about showing the authenticity of me on talking about this about the topic, right? So I'm really telling the truth, but it is the placement that really matters, right? So LinkedIn doesn't have a heading line. You just can only type as normal text on all the posts, right? So the first, after the image, people are only going to read your first line, and that should be the magnet. And the placement, you might be placing the most important text in the last, but always rephrase and put that selling point of yours in the first line, so that people who really want to read about your topic gets hooked onto it. And so from using this technique, I got 1600 views for this post, and from that I got more than 100 clicks to my YouTube video, which is really great, I think. So the next tip I want to tell you guys is to use a picture. Always try to use a picture for your post. So initially I was writing a text post. So then I wanted to experiment, and I started to post with pictures, and I saw at least 50% of the reach getting increased, and at least 70% of engagement was also getting increased. So I think it's about like grabbing people's attention. And it goes back to the basic psychology of humans are really visual animals. So they will always treat text secondary to images, right? They are attracted to images, and the images that I prefer on LinkedIn is should be very basic. I use Canva to make these kind of images, and you can see I'm just putting a lady here, and I'm putting two classrooms, and which are drastically different, and there's just one little arrow, and this really grabs your attention. And then I'm telling about the lady who is Mele from Delhi, and how she has transformed classrooms of Delhi to a modern classrooms in a brief amount of time. So this I believe this post got like 41,000 views, and it's because there's an image that starts telling the story, and then only humans are going to start reading your. They will decide whether they have to invest their time in reading your content. And that's the second one. Third one is about adding a CTA. For those who doesn't know what a CTA is, it's something known as call to action. So it's basically thoughts question mark. It's what it means is that always try to bring up with a post that people can actually comment on, or gives a reason for them to comment on. So in this post I had an idea of bringing the Instagram bingo challenge, right, which is becoming really popular on Instagram these days. And I I decided that hey, nobody is doing that on LinkedIn. I just bought the idea from Instagram and other social medias and brought it into LinkedIn. And I asked people to play along with me. So I got like 23 comments out of it. I usually only get 4 to 5 comments. And because this is a post based on a call to action or a call to engagement, I got lots of comments. And when you get comments on LinkedIn, you get lots of reach. And for this post, you can see that I got 2,400 views. So that's because of the engagement that I'm getting. And the fourth tip, this is a really important tip. Even if you don't listen to any of my other tips, if you just listen to this very small tip, you can actually do really well. And most of the people, most of the time that people ask me, hey Jason, how are you developing all these content ideas? Where are you reading about these content ideas? I said, hey, no, you have a career, you have a job, you have a life. Just document that. So for example, one day I got a small feature on Economic Times. So I'm documenting, I'm always thinking about what's happening in my life, what's happening in my career. So this day I got featured in Economic Times. So I'm documenting it. I'm thanking the journalist that wrote my story, and I'm mentioning Economic Times, and then I'm just documenting. I'm just putting a picture of the Economic Times feature, and I'm linking to the full article in the comments, and then I'm just telling just normally telling guys, hey, I got featured in the Economic Times today, and I'm really happy for that. And people love to see that, people love to engage to that, people love to tell me tell me, hey Jason, congrats, like that. So people really love to learn about what's happening in other people's lives. So that's why I'm emphasizing on the point of like documenting your career or documenting your life through LinkedIn. So as you can see, I got 3,400 views for that. People can relate to one story. People want to see other people's story. That's why documenting is a really good thing to show. This is also a really important thing, and it's about showing your own face. And I've seen too many people who are just typing in text and or maybe telling story about other people only on your LinkedIn post. So I was also once only doing that, but then I started to put my face and tell my story through my face itself. So for example, in this post I was invited to speak for an event, and that person is me, and I'm just posting that on LinkedIn. It's the combination of showing my face and documenting together, two factors that I believe is really important for getting reach on LinkedIn. And that means people who know you, when they see your face, they're happy, they're posting for a moment, and they'll read what happened, and they'll surely engage with your content. And also this is a part of documenting too. And when you're invited to somewhere, when you're speaking somewhere, always take that post and put it on LinkedIn. And you can see I got 3,600 views from that. The next thing is a little bit in the edge, and it's about posting galleries on LinkedIn. That means I mean galleries by more than one pictures. So if you have an idea for a post, and that is can be spread into different pictures, always create different pictures, maybe more than 4 or 5, and post it on LinkedIn. And people are going to stop there. Hey, if they see a couple of pictures, they're going to click on it. If that the content is interesting, okay, if the content is interesting, they are going to swipe and read the whole go through the whole pictures. And since they have engaged or invested their this much time into it, if they feel the content is share worthy, they are going to reshare it, because they have already invested their time into reading your going through your pictures, and they are going to reshare it. Or else they are going to download the pictures, and they might be putting it as WhatsApp statuses or Instagram statuses. I've seen this has worked for me a lot of times, and this is one example where in my company Boosting Media, we created a creative thing, and it had 5 creatives, and I personally shared it on my LinkedIn, and it went really well. It got 8,500 posts, and people actually reshared it into Twitter, into WhatsApp status, and really went real big. And this is not the only post I have seen this format getting, but I don't see much of the people using the gallery option of LinkedIn well. So you can use that. And the seventh tip that I would be telling you guys is to post on a regular interval. If you ask me, my schedule is to post on Wednesdays and to post on Saturdays. So I'm forcing myself to get up with content to post on Wednesday and Saturday. If I don't have a regular interval like that, me for personally, I would be skipping posting on LinkedIn totally, because I don't have a timeline. So many of you might can do it without that, but I will say that 80% of you should need a regular schedule on posting on LinkedIn. That can help you really lot. Next thing is to stay in your niche. So basically, telling about me, my career is in marketing. So most of my posts will be on marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, branding, sales and stuff. 80% of that will be in these niche. And but I would always keep the 20% away from my niche. So I might be venturing into new things. Maybe I'll be sharing stories of entrepreneurs. Maybe I'll be even posting politics on LinkedIn to test that. You have to always test to understand what will go and what will go wrong, right? So always keep the 20% for testing and 80% for letting your audience learn more about your niche. That's why they actually connected with you, right? Ninth one is a really good important topic, and it's about analyzing trends. So you have to know what's going in your own niche. And in this post I posted when Narendra Modi actually came to Twitter and all the platforms and told that, hey, Narendra Modi is actually leaving all social medias, and that got lots of eyeballs. And the next day he comes and says that, hey, I'm not leaving. Actually, I'm giving my account to a woman because on Women's Day I'm giving my handles to a woman to manage. So that really got attention, and you can see his engagement ratio was like 5x or 10x times when compared to other posts. So it was a step by step action. So that was something interesting that I noted in my industry. So I just wanted to bring out how Narendra Modi's team did a really good job of getting attention through social media. I just created it with Canva, a simple photo, and just told the story in a few paragraphs. And one important thing is to always don't like cram it into a big paragraph. Always like try to break your paragraph into very readable chunks. That's another tip. So you can see that I got 2300 views for that. And um, and these 2000 or 3000 views from LinkedIn is really good. You might be looking at that as a small number, but coming to LinkedIn, all these 2000 or 3000 views are valuable. All these are professionals, maybe decision makers that can actually like change your career. So that's why I'm focusing on these numbers that you might feel as small. And another two honorable mentions that I'll be making is video content. If you can create your own video, if you're comfortable making your own video, do that. I was just totally started doing that, so I won't be able to give any pro tips on that. And the next thing is to always include hashtags in your post. I don't go above 3 hashtags. I use only 1 to 2 hashtags on the niche that I'm talking about, so that if many people are following that hashtag, you might end up getting more reach on that hashtags. So these are the 9 topics that I think you should try on your LinkedIn post, and just go and try it for like a few months, and just come back and tell me that whether this actually worked or not. And I'll be creating more videos like this on social media, on marketing, on anything that is related to the industry of marketing in this channel. So for staying tuned, just subscribe, and if you like the video, just give a thumbs up, and also click on the notification bell to receive my next video. So bye guys.